Hey there YouTube, Chaos Dueler 1993 coming at you with a deck list. And today I will show you my Frog Monarch deck. It's a deck that I run occasionally just for something different. It's still a fun deck. It still can win a few games. I don't play competitively very often. It's just not my playstyle personally. I did run it at one time, but not anymore. I don't think it's quite fast enough with this meta, but irregardless of what I think, let's go ahead and get onto the deck list. You have triple Treeborn, kind of the main card of the deck. He comes back every standby phase and he sets up all your plays with all your other cards. It's just kind of how it works. Triple Swap Frog. This card is great. I love him in this deck. Even if you just normal summon him, when he hits the field, send one from your deck to your grave. You send Treeborn or Rodent Totem with his effect, it sets up for future plays for Obelisk, Gotchi. Even just if for some reason you can't get Treeborn back out, bring out Rodent Totem off of ditching it with him, and tribute for either Caius or whatever. But he's an awesome card in this deck. Triple Dupe Frog. He is kind of the searcher of the deck. I mean, he's destroyed. You can search any frog monster other than himself. Kind of a nice effect, plus he's 2,000 defense. He's a bitch to get over anyways. Rodent Totem. Banish a frog, bring him back. Sets up for, most of the time it'll set up for my Obelisk plays. Occasionally I have to use him to bring out something else. But he's nice because even if my opponent stops me, normally he is an option to bring back and at least go into Gotchi, go into something, so that way I have a monster on the field. That way they don't hopefully kill me in one turn, especially if I'm playing something like Wind-Ups or Mermails that can do stuff like that. Double Caius, tribute, banish something, swing for 24. Life's good. Double Ryza. People get pissed when I play this card, and for good reason. Normally they don't if they didn't go off already, they just have something sitting there on the field. It's like, fine, bring back Treeborn, tribute for Ryza, send the card back to the top of their deck. It stalls them for a turn, because if they couldn't go up before, they probably can't now, drawing the same damn card that they already had on the field. So for that reason, and that reason alone, I like him in this deck just because he's easy to bring out, and he disrupts, which can be really important, especially nowadays. Double Dark Dust Spirit. I am liking this card more and more every time I play this deck. It sucks when he gets solemn, but he can wreck people. Bring back Treeborn, tribute for him, he blows up all their monsters and he pops back to your hand at the end phase. He's an amazing card because he never goes away. You're constantly getting his effect off. You're constantly making your opponent think, alright, what do I want to do? How do I stop this? And then you have to waste that solemn on him. And that leaves it free for my other monsters to do whatever they want. Double Obelisk. He's Obelisk. He's a bitch. I mean, you run shit over. He makes life miserable for my opponent. And usually when I get him out, that's when I start winning. Double Deep Diver. Not liking this card as much nowadays. He's a little slow, especially with today's meta. The one thing I do like is he puts cards on the top of my deck that I can't search otherwise. I can put an Obelisk on top if I've got Rodent Totems and stuff to banish for him. If I need him, I can go for Caius, go for Gores, whatever. He sets up some nice plays, but I think he is a little slow for today's meta. And your Gores. You don't run a whole lot of back row, especially traps. You don't really want to have anything on your field setting there. So Gores is a nice option in this deck just because he's almost always able to be played. Triple Econ. I mean, it's a staple in this deck. You bring back Treeborn, tribute it with Econ, take control of your opponent's monster, and you can either tribute for Caius or just do something with, I don't know, normally I just tribute it. Well, like I said, I don't play the deck a whole lot. Triple Soul Exchange. This card helps out a lot. I'm not a huge fan of it because you lose your battle phase. But, like, when your opponent has 2 monsters on the field, if I'm sitting there with Gores and I couldn't bring back Treeborn because of that, it's like, alright, I got a Caius in hand, don't want to tribute the Gores. Fine, Soul Exchange. Tribute their monster, banish the other one when Caius comes out. Yeah, I lose my battle phase, but I just wrecked your field, and now I'm sitting there looking real good. 1 lands, it's kind of, in my opinion, a staple card nowadays. I mean, people attack right into it, they don't really think about it. It's a funny card, it's a fun card, and it's really has its uses. Staples, Dark Hole, Heavy, Reborn, Book, Foolish for Treeborn Rodent Totem, and then double MST. Those are kind of just your standard everyday cards you'll see in every deck. Traps, real short lineup. Double Compulse, and a tech card I decided to throw in there. Double Regeki Break. I love this card. I don't know. I can see why it's not played in most decks because you have to discard. But if I open with this card, with this deck, I'm extremely happy, especially if I open with like a Treeborn, because I can set this, let my opponent start a play, just be like, Regeki Break, ditch the Treeborn, I've got it coming back next standby phase, and I destroyed their monster. This card puts in work, at least in this deck. Extra deck, I don't have the whole extra deck with me. I will go through what I do have though, which isn't much. Triple Gotchi, I think that's kind of just standard. There's not a whole lot of 2s to really go into. I only have 1 Shining Elf. I probably would run 2 if I got a second one, at least with this, just because 2s are so easy to go into. Other than that, my Dark Mist, I traded it off to somebody who uses, I believe, an Agent deck. He offered me a really good trade for it. He really wanted it, so I ended up just getting rid of it. Part of the reason I don't play this as much anymore. And also my friend has my Photon Strike Bouncer that I use for my 6 plays. But that is the deck. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. So, peace out.